At our high school, we have 4 hallways, 100, 200, 300, and 600. There's no 400 hallway, and there's no 500 hallway.
So basically what we're going to do in this video is explain why our reasons, 40 reasons, 20 for each, why there's no 400 and 500 hallway. Yep, that's basically it.
Mr. Christie stabbed them.
Oh, I'm sorry, what? Oh, yeah, teachers. With these, they got like red face and blew up the school.
Miss Spurlock got mad at the monstrosity hanging above her whiteboard, so she blew up in the 400 and 500 hallways.
An earthquake happened in Boulder City, therefore collapsing only those 2 buildings, because they were made first and the weakest of the links.
Our friend Becca A-Rocks95 has a dinosaur backpack, and it came to life and ate them.
One day, it was like show and tell, and a bunch of students, I don't know why show and tell is in high school, but a bunch of students brought their pets to school, and the pets got loose, and one of them was a Gila monster, and it destroyed the foundation to the school, and it just fell down!
Eric was in the 400 and 500 hallways as a baby, and the teacher just got fed up with him.
Very, very angry students brought bombs to school.
The varsity football team lost to Moapa, and they just couldn't handle it.
All the lights in the 400 and 500 hallway lit on fire, and the fire extinguishers, or whatever you call those sprinkler systems, weren't working, and they burned down.
School spirit day got very out of hand.
Some kids got dress coded by teachers and they exploded the school.
The computer lab used to be there, and it was too slow, and people got frustrated because it was the 90s.
The teachers in the 400 and 500 hallways died, basically, so they knocked it all down so it wouldn't be haunted and paved the courtyard over so nothing would happen.
Due to budget cuts, the football players had to play football such as this, the midget kind, and they did not like it one bit.
Well, they technically dragged my sister into the hallway, and then...
He's fat.
I am not!
Dress code punishments used to be very strict.
It was raining. And pouring. And then the hallways hit a hurricane. And died!
The rah-rah assemblies were originally held in the 400 and 500 hallways, but they got too loud and they exploded.
Some of the students may have been drinking Coke or Diet Pepsi before school one day.
The middle school was jealous of the size of our school, so they took the nuclear weapons they have hiding there and bombed us.
There may have been a scientific accident.
Godzilla escaped from Tokyo prison, crossed the Atlantic Ocean, came to our town, ate the 400, 500 hallway, and increased our town population by 1,000.
The kids were protesting some classes at school, and it just got out of hand a little bit, and just kind of angry teachers, angry students, clashing in one army. Boom!
The teachers in the 100 and 200 hallways had poor Christmas decorations because they were poor, and they were jealous of the 400, 500 hallways, so they destroyed them with Christmas trees.
The architects were drunk.
The actual school building took a trip to China, and they didn't like the numbers 400 and 500.
I don't know if this is true, but I'm just going to say it anyway. 400 and 500, 2 numbers in Chinese, are unlucky numbers, so our school chooses not to build them.
Mr. Foley went very roadkill one day and actually tore down the 400 and 500 hallway, but they were way too big to put on his wall.
The teachers in the 100 and 200 hallways weren't so happy with the ones in the 400 and 500 hallways, so they basically sicked attack dogs on the school, the 400, 500 hallway teachers. But when the teachers didn't show up for their orientation, the dogs got bored. But Dr. Duvenschmerks came along and shot both of the hallways with his meat-and-eater, and the dogs ate the hallways.
Someone divided by 0.
Well, the 400 and the 500 hallways held the best bathrooms in the school, so everyone wanted to go to them. But one day, one of the students went to one of the bathrooms and snuck it up so bad that they had to knock down both of the hallways to get rid of the stink.
The marching band took a wrong route and plowed right over them.
The teachers apparently had nuclear warfare on their minds when students had asked them about what was happening in Iraq. So they asked the science teachers to perform an experiment. And then the science teachers tried to perform it in the 400, 500 hallways. and the nuclear experiment worked.
One of the students once asked Mr. Bullock to use her stapler.
The Soviet Russians came.
It was the original birth site of Pokemon, but the government didn't want people to know, so they closed them down and destroyed them.
Voldemort came.
There was a mass serial killer escaping from prison, and he ran into the 400-500 hallway, cut 30 kids' throats, and killed every teacher. The government later caught him, and then they tore down the 400-500 buildings to make sure that there was no trace of evidence ever left again.
They didn't build them.